Islam Bey. It is January the 26th, 2020. I'm at Whole Foods in Annapolis, Maryland. If you hear someone talking in the video real close, it's those that are in the United States jurisdiction. Sometimes they'll just start talking about someone paying for something. We got it. He did it. I love you. We paid. That sort of thing is not. Those are entities, or not entities, but spirits that are in the United States jurisdiction. And as a Moorish American, that's not a part of our jurisdiction. So ignore. In other words, ignore it. Okay. So as a Moorish American, to maintain divine separate thoughts from the United States jurisdiction, and implementing divine lawful thoughts, lawful words and deeds, maintaining reading of our Holy Quran Circle 7. So I just giving you a heads up, Dwayne Bey, as a Hebrew Muslim, as your wife, because many times when I'm at Whole Foods, I do my video to read, study, and those that are in the United States jurisdiction will either start sending sharp pains because they have the science of telepathy that Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, reject. They'll start sending sharp pains and attacking the genitals in a spiritual manner, and start saying I paid, or just doing things very in their nature, animal, beast-like. So if you start hearing things like that, or someone speaking very loud, that's those spirits that are in the United States jurisdiction, and that is not a part of our jurisdiction. So as Moorish Americans. And we don't, as Imani Gray-Bey and I, we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland, as Moorish Americans, Hebrew Muslims. Okay, so I'm going to start off by reading chapter 5 of the Holy Quran Circle 7. Okay, it says, after the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, the search for him. His parents find him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of carpenters. It says the great feast of the Pasch was ended, and the Nazarenes were journeying towards their home. And they were in Samaria. And Mary said, where is my son? No one had seen the boy. And Joseph saw among their kindred, who were on their way to Galilee, but they had seen him not. Then Joseph, Mary, and a son of Jazidi returned and sought through all Jerusalem, but could find him not. And Mary asked the guards, had they seen Jesus, a little boy about 12 years old? The guards replied, yes, he is in the temple now, disputing with the doctors of the law. And they went in and found him and someone said how just a few moments ago. I forgot to say that. Sometimes they say how, especially in reference to if I'm talking about correcting my birth certificate, usually a pale skin or Negro blackie. These are those in the United States jurisdiction will start saying how. Okay, and correcting birth certificates, making sure that we're not identified as a beast or an animal, is a form of naturalization, because we have a nationality. You have to have a nationality to be a part of the constitutional code. So in the United States jurisdiction, many of them are not in the constitutional code. Probably 99%, 9 of them are not properly, and so they're identified and classified as beasts and animals, all from other nations. And that's exactly how they behave. And they went in and found him as the guards had said. And Mary said, why, Jesus, why do you treat your parents thus? Lo, we have sought 2 days for you. We feared that some great harm had overtaken you. And Jesus said, Do you not know that I must be about my Father's work? But he went round and pressed the hand of every doctor of the law and said, I trust that we meet again. And then he went forth with his parents on their way to Nazareth. And when they reached their home, he walked with Joseph as a carpenter. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, he said, Shop of the mind, where things are made of thought, and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all our lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way, and make the corners of our conduct square. We use the compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly parts and make the character symmetrical. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it in until it is a part of every part. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surface of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. The chisel, line, the plummet, and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the mind. And then this ladder, with its trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, on it we climb up to the dome of purity in life. And on the 12-step ladder we ascend until we reach the pinnacle of that which life is spent to build the temple of perfected man. Okay? So a lot of times as I'm reading, some of them will just start mentally engaging, and that is another animal beast behavior. Because we don't know any of them personally, but they all have the science of telepathy, and they're all in the United States jurisdiction. All of them are in the United States jurisdiction, Islam. So let me, I'm going to back up a little bit because it said I'm going to read until 10 minutes. But he went round and pressed the hand of every doctor of the law and said, I trust that we meet again. And then he went forth with his parents on their way to Nazareth. And when they reached their home, he walked with Joseph as a carpenter. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, he said, Shop of the mind, where things are made of thought, and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all our lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way, and make the corners of our conduct square. We use the compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly parts and make the character symmetrical. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it until it is part of every part, until it is a part of every part. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surface of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. We use the plane to smooth the plane. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surface of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. The chisel, line, the plummet, and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the mind. And then the ladder, with its trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, on it we climb up to the dome of purity and life. And on the 12-step ladder we ascend until we reach the pinnacle of that which life is spent to build the temple of perfected man, Islam. So that's my read on the Holy Quran Circle 7. This is chapter 5 of the Holy Quran Circle 7, Islam. This is one of our state papers, Islam.